Welcome back to Mudstacle TV, week 4. This is the business end. You probably know everyone on the show by now. There's very few people left, and this was the hardest week, possibly of the whole 6. We know the characters, but tonight we've got interviews with them all, and also an interview with someone you've never met before, the 5th Beatle. She should have been on the show. She's badass. She's going to talk to us about her experience and her perception from the outside. Welcome back. So we've got a bit of a treat for you today on Mudstacle TV. You've probably never seen Sarah before. You're going to see a lot of her in the new year. But Sarah was actually the 30th person in the show. She got cut 1 hour before the start due to spurious medical reasons. Utterly harsh. She's unbelievably badass. An ultra runner, a surfing champion. She could do 1-arm press-ups, probably more than I could do 2-arm, which pains me to say. We've got her on here today. She came to join us all to see the show. We want to find out what her view is from the outside and how she's feeling about the whole process. Welcome, Sarah. So talk us through what you've seen so far.
So I've been watching the episodes from home, but tonight I've come to London to watch it with all of you guys, and it's really, really interesting to watch. Actually, I knew it was going to be tough, but watching it now, you can just see how much pain everyone's being put through and how tough it really, really is. And they definitely didn't down talk it from the beginning, which is really, really cool to watch.
You obviously saw everyone during the selection weekend, got to know them a little bit before the show. Are the people you thought were the strongest still there, or have people surprised you?
I was really, really shocked actually at the exit of Steggles. I thought he was probably one of the strongest contenders, and to watch him fall on something so pernickety like navigating is so frustrating to watch. But you can see actually that to kind of train in this discipline and to be a member of the SAS, you've really got to be an all-rounder, and the people that are still remaining are the people that were all-rounders from the start. So I'm not so shocked at the people remaining. It was just the little things that caught people out on the way, which is the shocking thing.
In terms of how you see yourself, if you were on the show, what do you think would have happened along the way? Were there any things you've seen you thought, oh, I'd have struggled there, or would you be up there still?
Tricky question. I believe that if I had started the programme, I'd still be here now. I think definitely I'd be struggling. Everyone clearly is absolutely knackered. But I would like to think that I'd still be in the game yet.
And from, you may know the results, you may not. From what you've seen so far, from what you know of the people, who would you back to be the top 3 for the final?
Okay, backing for top 3, I'm going to put Proctor in there. He's looking really, really strong. Definitely Miller for the ladies. She kind of hasn't really shown any flaws as of yet. She's still up front. My third wheel. I'm going to go for Gattenby.
The most important question, though, right at the top of the show, we saw them all in their underwear. Who do you think shone? Who do you think you'd have sent home?
Proctor to shine. And, well, to be fair, I'd probably send Miller home. She's a bit scrawny.
Just a quick plug, Sarah's going to be starring in a Bear Grylls show coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'll give you a few bits of inside knowledge. It's going to be called Bear Grylls Survival School, taking a group of 12 to 15-year-olds out on a mini survival expedition. And basically, we've just got to see if once they're taught their survival skills, in an actual survival situation, will they be able to use those skills, and will they keep their head strong under sleep deprivation and hunger? So
thanks, Sarah. Fantastic interview. What you didn't realise about Sarah, and I might not get... Probably not a good idea saying this given the BBC may be watching, very doubtful though. After the end of the show, she pocketed the money for the train home, and then she walked back to Devon from Wales. Took her 5 days. She camped in a sleeping bag on the way back. That's how badass this lady is. So watch out for the Bear Grylls show. It's going to be fantastic.
And with a glorious win for the red team.
Right, guys, come close.
Spicer calls together a victory huddle.
Suck up the energy, let me talk. Just think to yourselves what we have achieved as a team.
Welcome back. We've got man of the last 3 shows, you have to say, Spicer here, leader extraordinaire. So you've come in here as an ultra runner. You've probably experienced more of pain, more of suffering than anyone else coming in. But also, from my point of view, you were the person who was probably focusing on what they were looking for more than anyone else, thinking, how do I get through this round, rather than just, I'm doing whatever they say. Yeah. Did you come in here with a strategy, a game plan?
I did definitely. I you know, the SF military are so inspiring, and I did a lot of research, watched a lot of videos, read a lot of books, and you come up with your own strategies for getting through, you know, each day. And it was to get through each day. It wasn't, you know, what happens in a week's time or 5 days' time. It was understanding exactly, like you said, what they want, what they're looking at.
Spicer has taken yesterday's successful leadership to another level.
I've literally put everything in order and it's all been moved around. Leave it. The towel's different. The towel's different. It's not folded the same, is it? That's like a rectangle, that's like a square.
Are there any times you think, oh, actually, maybe it was a bit too full on there, or maybe, I mean, would you have changed anything?
I think ultimately, if you go through this experience, you have to come out the end of it with things that you want to change. You know, looking back on the footage, it's been a real eye-opener, you know, from the way that I thought that I was handling myself during that process, and the things that I was doing were a little bit cringy sometimes, and I was sort of looking back and I was going, God, I wish I didn't do that. But I have no regrets, from when I left the camp, but there's definitely things I would have changed. But I think that's why we all went through the process, you know, coming out as a better human after the end of it, and going through a simulation of something we would probably never go through again. I think, you know, ultimately that's a very humbling experience.
So the main question people have been tweeting in for us to ask, it's been noted your particular aesthetic on camera. People want to know what toothpaste do you use and what is your toothbrushing routine, because they are immaculate.
Thank you very much. Just a good electrical toothbrush, and some good toothpaste and some good mouthwash. So no red wine, no bad stuff that's going to stain your teeth. Yeah, clean them regularly.
So thanks, Rory, for your input there.
Thanks, buddy.
Stay tuned. Rory will be soon on a Colgate advert coming to your screen. So thanks, Rory. Good luck with the next episode.
Why I'm here.
It's all fucked up.
Morale has hit rock bottom, and there is no sign of an evening meal, and the recruits still have hours of grueling challenges ahead of them.
So we thought we'd bring in the two gingers, because just a bit of colour on the show. We're in Navy SEALs positions for warmth. She's already wet herself, but it's delightfully crisp. So this show, we saw Danny, a spot of weakness actually. For the first time, the camera almost turned on him.
It's chicken coop.
Yes.
Around here. Facing the wrong way. You need to turn it around.
Sir, we are here. We've been here to help you, and we have changed it twice for you. I'm going to do it again.
Bent, can I just be clear here? We've got it facing the wrong way. It needs to be facing north.
Boss, you can't treat us in this manner.
I think you did well actually. Did you think at one point, I've made the wrong decision here, this could be me for the chop?
Thing was, everyone said it had gone really, really well, and they can't see any way you could do any better. And what they didn't show on camera was that Jason, the Aussie guy, said before we set on the task that I had to make sure they didn't treat us like they treated us yesterday. So I had to be firm with them, yet still friendly. And I thought I was firm yet friendly. It was very, very stressful. My heart was beating so much watching that episode. Just partly for the memory of the pain we went through, and partly because, am I going to be made to look like an utter prick?
After 3 hours sleep and no food since yesterday morning, the recruits are beginning to crack under the pressure from the guerrillas, particularly Proctor. He's become convinced that he's about to be kidnapped.
This has got setup written all over it. Just keep there getting eyeballs on me. If I get snatched, you're going to have to sort this out. Okay? Yeah? Just tell him that I want these guys getting eyes on me, because if I get snatched, then you never know, do you?
Now, on the show, it did hint at Proctor going slightly insane.
It didn't hint it enough.
What actually happened there? I mean, did he lose the plot completely, or was that just clever editing?
I actually think they cleverly edited it to save his face just a little bit.
I mean, to me, he lost the plot, but I don't know if I'd lost the plot by then.
No,
as
I mean,
well,
we were all. This is why it was so good to have this in the 4th episode, because we were all so tired, all so kind of vulnerable, that we were all kind of, is this reality? Is it not? But John Proctor, JP, he took it to a whole new level, and there was points where I had to bring him back into reality because I was worried about what he was going to do to the rebels.
Yeah, he kind of developed paranoia. He thought that the rebels had stolen all his Gore-Tex gear from his bag.
Yeah, he thought everything. I guess everything was centering around him. They've stolen my bag. They're going to kidnap me. If I go missing, Dan, you've got to come and rescue me, like this. And
then he told the girls to make sure he asked us to move, because he saw that one of the rebels had a knife on them and on their right hand side, so he was like, all the girls need to be on his left hand side, so he forced me and Murphy to move where we were sitting and all this sort of stuff, because he thought the guerrillas were actually going to attack us. You could see
as there was a moment when we were eating the food, and it's just like, and he's like outside there just watching everything. He's like, yeah, I mean, it was pretty heavy actually.
To be fair, he carried the most out of it.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. I mean, he's a freaking actually, like, you know, you saw him. It was at the beginning. I think he had his top off. He like that thing looks like the Predator. It's like such a beast, and that is Proctor.
Can we just appreciate the sass dong on that thing? Proctor, respect for the
cut to the sass dong.
Cut to the sass dong. So next week, the Russians. Did they take you down?
I think I don't know. Like, he focuses on fear. So it's like a slightly different. He's not trying to crush you. He's trying to find this kind of weakness within you.
You're bleeding. You are dying.
I found the Russians really pretty terrifying.
And the guy, the guy.
He was.
What was his name? Do you remember?
Sonny.
And like, look him up on YouTube. Man, the guy is.
Scary.
I think, you know, they were saying that, and we said, like, because, you know, it's all interesting, and we're talking to the SAS guys who are on the outskirts now and again, and we're just like, you know, that like, you know, the Aussie guy who was like 6'10", built like a brick shithouse, how would he do against this Russian guy who looks a little bit like he might have come off the street? And they were like, the Russian guy, Sonny, could probably take on 10 of the other guy. Like, look at some of his YouTube clips where he like just 1-inch punches people and they kind of going back like 10 meters, and it's just his eyes are just like death. He's basically the Grim Reaper.
He's really, really scary.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of Mudstacle TV, you may or may not know this, we always finish with a bit of row, row, row your boat together. So I think we should finish in a traditional manner. So you ready, people?
Ready.
Tune in next week. We've got the Russians. We're going to have Curran. We're going to have Doran. And he's got quite a bit to confess. Come on, people, sing it out. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Very, 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 life is such a dream. Sweet.
How do you come up with these things?
We had so many likes on the Hellard and Bent kiss.
Oh yeah.
And all we've wanted, we feel like to get proper likes on this, we need to get a repetition of the Hellard and Bent kiss.
Can I just explain that was a one-sided kiss? His beard actually draws you in with tentacles, and you then suck it in. I had no choice but to fully embrace.
Look at the eyes locking in. It's like they're drawing themselves to each other.
There's no animals. I just jizzed in my pants. It burns. So tune in next week with RB Ginger. I've caught the disease. Pleasure's always that.